Hi, welcome to the channel. Today is the first day of 11th chapter, that is your subconscious mind as a partner in success. Let's start. The true inner meaning of success is to be successful at the enterprise of living. A long period of peace, joy, and happiness on this plane may be termed success. The eternal experience of these qualities is the everlasting life spoken by Jesus. The real things of life, such as peace, harmony, integrity, security, and happiness, are intangible. They come from the deep self of human beings. Mediating on these qualities builds these treasures of heaven in our subconscious. That is the true place where moth and rust do not consume, and where thieves do not break through and steal. Matt 6 verses 20. The three steps to success. The vital first step to success is to find out the thing you love to do, then do it. Unless you love your work, you cannot possibly consider yourself successful at it, even if all the rest of the world hails you as a great success. Loving your work, you have a deep desire to carry it out. If someone is drawn to become a psychiatrist, it is not enough for her to get a diploma and hang it on the wall. She will want to keep up with the field, attend conventions, and continue studying the mind and its workings. She will visit other clinics and pore over the latest scientific journals. In other words, she will work to keep herself informed the most advanced methods of alleviating human suffering, because she puts the interest of her patients first. But what if, as you read these words, you find yourself thinking, I can't take the first step because I don't know what it is I want to do? How on earth do I find a field of offer that I will love? If that is your situation, pray for guidance in this way. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my true place in life. Repeat this prayer quietly, positively, and lovingly to your deeper mind. As you persist with faith and confidence, the answer will come to you as a feeling, a hunch, or a tendency in a certain direction. It will come to you clearly and in peace and as an inner silent awareness. The second step to success is to specialize in some particular branch of work and strive to excel in it. Suppose a student chooses chemistry as a profession. He should concentrate on one of the many branches in this field and give all his time and attention to his chosen specialty. His enthusiasm should make him want to know all there is available about his field. If possible, he should know more than anyone else. The young man should become ardently interested in his work and should desire to use it to serve the world. He that is greatest among you, let him become your servant. There is an enormous contrast between this attitude of mind and that of someone who wants only to make a living or just get by. Getting by is not true success. People's motives must be greater, nobler, and more altruistic. They must serve others, thereby casting their bread upon the waters. The third step is the most important one. You must be sure that the thing you want to do does not contribute only to your own success. Your desire must not be selfish, it must benefit humanity. The path of a complete circuit must be formed. In other words, your idea must go forth with the purpose of blessing or serving the world. It will then come back to you magnified and full of blessings. If you work only for your own benefit, you do not complete this essential circuit. You may appear to be successful, but the short circuit you have generated in your life may lead over time to limitation or sickness. The measure of true success. At this point, you may be thinking, what about that guy I saw a show about? The one who made hundreds of millions of dollars from shady stock deals. He is a big he is as a big success as you will ever see, and I don't think he cares a bit about benefiting humanity. Such cases are all too common, but we must be careful to understand them for what they are. Someone may seem to succeed for a while, but money obtained by fraud often takes wings and flies away. Even if it does not win, we rob from another, we rob from ourselves. The mood of lack and limitation that led to our behavior manifests itself in other ways as well, in our body, our home life, our relationships with others. What we think and feel, we create. We create what we believe, even though someone may have accumulated a fortune fraudulently. He is not successful. There is no success without peace of mind. What good is a person's accumulated wealth if he cannot sleep nights, is sick, or has a guilt complex? I once met a professional criminal in London who told me something of his exploits. He had amassed a large fortune that allowed him to live in luxury in his house outside London and his summer home in France. In luxury, yes, but not in comfort. He was in constant dread of being arrested by Scotland Yard. He had many inner disorders that were undoubtedly caused by his constant fear and deep-seated guilt complex. He knew he had done wrong. This deep sense of guilt attracted all kinds of trouble to him. Later, I heard that he had voluntarily turned himself into the police and had served a prison sentence. After his release from prison, he sought psychological and spiritual counsel and became transformed. He went to work and became an honest, law abiding citizen. He found what he loved to do and was happy. A successful person loves her work and expresses herself fully. Success is contingent upon a higher ideal than the mere accumulation of riches. The person of success is the person who possesses a great psychological and spiritual understanding. Many of the great business leaders of today depend upon the correct use of their subconscious minds for their success. They cultivate the ability to see an upcoming project as if it were already complete. Having seen and felt the fulfillment of their prayers, their subconscious minds bring about their realization. If you imagine an objective clearly, you will be provided with the necessities in ways you know not of through the wonder working power of your subconscious mind. In considering the three steps to success, you must never forget the underlying power of the creative forces of your subconscious mind. This is the energy behind all the steps in any plan of success. Your thought is creative. Thought fused with the feeling becomes a subjective faith or belief. And according to your belief, is it done unto you? Matt 9 verses 29. Once you understand that you possess a mighty force within you that is capable of bringing to pass all your desires, you gain both confidence and a sense of peace. Whatever your field of action may be, you should learn the laws of your subconscious mind. When you know how to apply the powers of your mind, and when you are expressing yourself fully and giving of your talents to others, you are on the sure path to true success. If you are about God's blessing or any part of it, God, by His nature, is for you. So, who can be against you? With this understanding, there is no power in heaven or on earth that can withhold success from you. How he made his dream come true. In Hollywood, I met an actor whose name is probably familiar to every moviegoer or television fan. He confided to me that he had grown up on a small farm in the Midwest. His family was just scraping by. His only entertainment was an old black and white TV that barely pulled in two channels. Even so, he began to dream of being an actor. The dream occupied him more and more. All the time I was out working in the fields, he said, or driving the cows back to the barn. I imagined that I could see my name in big letters on the marquee of a great theater. I saw every detail, the crowds of fans, the interviewers uh, clamoring, the interviewers clamoring to speak to me. I kept this up for years. Finally, I left home. I carne to Los Angeles and got work as an extra in films and TV shows. Before long, I got my first starring role. The night of the premiere, I drove to the theater and almost fainted. There was my name in lights. There were big crowds. There were the crowds and the news reporters, all just as I had imagined them as a child. He added, I more than anyone understand how the power of the sustained imagination can bring success. Her dream pharmacy became a reality. Someone Some years ago, I got to know a young pharmacist named Mary S. She worked in the prescription department of a big chain drugstore. One day, while she was filling a prescription for me, we started talking. I asked her how she liked her work. Oh, it's fine, she said. Between my salary and commissions, I do okay, and the company has a good profit sharing program. With any luck, I will be able to retrieve or I will be able to retire while I am still young enough to enjoy life. I was silent for a moment, then I asked, what that the way you thought it would be as a child when you decided you wanted to be a pharmacist? Her face grew troubled. Well, no, she replied. I guess not. I always saw myself with my own store. I wanted to walk down the street and have people say hello to me and call me by name. And I would know all their names because I was their druggist. You are going to think this is strange, but I even dreamed about having parents call me in the middle of the night because their kid was sick. I would pull my clothes on over my pajamas and go down to the store to get them the medicine they needed. Not much like a 9 to 5 job behind a counter at the back end of a big store. It is. Is it? I certainly isn't, I said. Certainly isn't, I said, but why shouldn't you follow your dream? Wouldn't you be happier and more productive? Raise your sights. Get out of this place. Start your own. How can I? She said, shaking her hand. That takes big money, and where we are just getting by from month to month. My response was to share with her a wonderful fact. Whatever she could conceive as true, she could bring into being. I went on to tell her something about the powers of her subconscious mind. She soon understood that if she could succeed in impregnating her subconscious mind with a clear and a specific idea, those powers would somehow bring it to pass. She began to imagine that she was in her own store. She mentally arranged the bottles, dispensed prescriptions, and imagined waiting on customers who were also her neighbors and friends. She also visualized a big bank balance. Mentally, she worked as in that imaginary store. Like a good actor, she lived the role. Act as though I am and I will be. She put herself wholeheartedly into the act, living, moving, and acting on the assumption that she owned the store. Several years later, Mary wrote me to say what had happened to her life since our conversation. The China store she worked for went under because of competition from a larger store at a new mall. She found a job as a traveling representative for a major drug company handling a territory that covered several states. One day, her work took her to a small town on the western edge of her territory. There was only one drug store in town. She had never been there before, but the moment she walked in, she recognized it. It was exactly the store she had visualized so clearly in her imagination. Fala- flabbergasted, she told the elderly owner of the drugstore about this amazing coincidence. In turn, the owner confided that he was about ready to retire but did not want to sell a store that had been in his family for 3 generations to some big corporation to some big corporation. After several discussions, the owner offered to lend her the money to buy the store. She would be able to make the payments on the loan out of the profits of the business. The young woman moved her family to the town and soon was able to make a down payment on a big old house within walking distance of the store. Now, when she walks to work in the morning, everyone she passes says hello and calls her by name. They know her because she is their druggist. Okay, and we will start using the subconscious mind in business in the second session. If you are new on the channel, subscribe the channel and press bell icon so that you will get notification about new video upload. Don't forget to like and share. Okay, thanks thanks for watching.